Max Verstappen looked strong in pre-season testing, while Ferrari believe it has made gains with straight-line speed. You can now watch full 24-minute episodes of The Inside Line at our new home on unbeaten.com. Red Bull will start the season in Bahrain next week with confidence after Max Verstappen topped the timesheets in F1's three-day pre-season test as main rivals Mercedes faltered. Verstappen finished almost a tenth up on AlphaTauri rookie Yuki Tsunoda, though was on one step harder tyres, the C4s. New Ferrari recruit Carlos Sainz was third, ahead of Kimi Raikkonen in the Alfa Romeo. But while getting a picture of form is tougher this year, given the compacted schedule, wind and change in grip from hot afternoon to cooler night, Verstappen's calm approach spoke volumes. Conditions were a bit different to day one, so we had to adjust the car a bit as we went along. But from our side it was very smooth, as it has been throughout the whole test, he said. And while Red Bull rocketed, Mercedes melted, with the reigning world champions recording the fewest laps. Just 304 behind customer squads Williams, McLaren and Aston Martin. Valtteri Bottas's W12 had a gearbox issue on day one, while both drivers suffered with its snappy and unforgiving rear end. The focus is now on clawing back pace, especially on Red Bull's RB16B, which seven-time F1 world champion Lewis Hamilton called a different animal, one that could take on the Silver Arrows. We've had issues in recent years with pace in winter testing and managed to make good progress before the first race, but we may have our work cut out this time, said Andrew Shovlin, Mercedes trackside engineering director. Ferrari team principal Mattia BINOTTO says the prancing horse is no longer being held back on straight-line pace after the squad set the third fastest time per team and more than 400 laps in testing. Last year's Ferrari was weighed down with drag after its power unit was hobbled by technical directives, but the Scuderia has since turned things around during the European winter. We know it's not only power, it's the drag of the car as well, as we often said last year. But let me say that both of them contributed in improving our speed on the straights, and today we feel it is not anymore a disadvantage, BINOTTO said. Aston Martin may have put on 2021's most glamorous launch, but its test debut was far less smooth, with just 314 laps covered over the 3 days, 10 more than Mercedes in last place. While four-time F1 world champion Sebastian Vettel finished up with the second slowest time, over 3 seconds slower than his teammate Lance Stroll. But the German isn't worried, with the squad's real focus on understanding the car's traits. We both obviously didn't get what we wanted, but it's not a big deal. It's what it is, and we've got to move on, he said. AlphaTauri driver Pierre is excited to build on a strong 2020 season, in which he won his maiden Grand Prix at Monza. The Frenchman is about to start his fourth full season of F1 and believes in the steps the squad has taken since its rebrand last year.
No, it's a great project. Also, things are evolving in the right direction since AlphaTauri came on board. And I think we showed it last year with the win in Monza, but we had also other very strong races.
Motorsport fans around the world were deeply saddened last week by the passing of legendary Formula One commentator Murray Walker, aged 97, who was the passionate voice of the sport to generations. Walker, who retired in 2001, was universally loved and admired, reflected in the outpouring of emotion from the paddock and fans alike. "You made the sport so much more exciting and captivating," said Lewis Hamilton. the iconic voice of our sport and a great man. Thank you for all you did. You will never be forgotten. Despite Walker's broadcasting career spanning 5 decades, the proud Brit was always a forward thinker and will be forever remembered for his infectious enthusiasm for the sport he loved.
I was in the commentary box. I was looking at a television set which were giving me the same picture as the viewer at home was seeing, and I was totally 110% concentrated on conveying the excitement of the occasion that was unveiling before me to the viewer.
Alfa Romeo went through last weekend's hectic pre-season test without team principal Frédéric Vasseur, after the Frenchman tested positive for COVID-19 during a routine check. But while Vasseur received a negative result on a subsequent PCR test, with the 52-year-old experiencing no symptoms, he was forced to isolate at home for 7 days, as per French regulations, ruling him out of travel to the test, though the squad saw no need for Vasseur to be replaced on the ground. Mr. Vasseur will be fully operational and connected to the garage for the duration of the test, and no deputy team principal will be named, with no further impact predicted on our operations this week, said the team statement. Vasseur is the latest high-profile positive in F1, with the list of those who have had it including 6 drivers, such as Lewis Hamilton, and team personnel like Aston Martin co-owner Lawrence Stroll. Haas F1 rookie Mick Schumacher has admitted exclusively to the Inside Line that his dream is to race for Ferrari and replicate the achievements of his father, 7-time world champion Michael. Schumacher is yet to make his maiden start, but his ambition is clear, with the 21-year-old a protege of the Ferrari Driver Academy, which he joined in 2019 after winning the European F3 title.
I haven't really started my season yet, so my focus obviously on that. My dream obviously was always to race one day for Ferrari. I won't argue about that. So let's see what the future holds. Really, at the moment, I'm just really happy to be in the position that I'm in.
Alpine CEO Laurent Rossi says the brand is open to the idea of having a customer squad from 2022, but says it's not a must-have, with total focus required on its works effort. Alpine parent Renault's Viry-Châtillon plant won't supply other teams this year, with McLaren, which it supplied from 2018 to 2020, switching back to Mercedes, suiting the French marque.
Having a partner team would be nice to have, but not a must-have, because we're building around the current F1 team. We need full autonomy, full independence, full dedication to the F1 team and itself.
Williams is reveling in its collaboration with former driver, 2009 F1 world champion Jenson, with the Brit recruited to be a sounding board for the team's ideas to help push it forward. Button is yet to leave the United States, with quarantine requirements on arrival into the UK, but has spoken with the squad from his Los Angeles home ahead of the 2021 campaign. Williams is desperate to move forward after a disappointing 2020 season in which it scored no points for the first time. And the former powerhouse knows the moment of truth is approaching.
So qualifying in Bahrain, race 1 will be, that's kind of day 0 for our performance, and then we'll see where we are. But if we've done what I think we've done, yeah, I'd like to think we're going to start moving in the right direction.
Button made his F1 debut with Williams in 2000, with the decision to run him made just minutes before he walked on stage.
I think I'm still on cloud 9 at the moment. The last 45 minutes has been well, it's very difficult to explain because I've never experienced anything like it. It's an amazing feeling being a part of the Williams BMW F1 package. And I'd like to say thank you to Frank Williams and Gerhard Berger for their decision.
Thanks for watching. To stay up to speed on all things Formula One, make sure you hit the subscribe button.